Okay, so my first recipe is my actually very first recipe that I ever worked on, perfected, everybody loves. So here it goes. It's gonna be macaroni and cheese. It's my Nana's recipe. So first, al dente, cook the pasta. You're gonna drain it. Ooh, that splashback. It's got burns on it. Anyway, get a mat to put this in. Shake it out. Shake up a bit. Pour it back in. So we're gonna season generously, and I do mean generously. So this one, 3 seasonings: black pepper. Oh, this thing's always gonna pop up. I might leave it off to the side. Okay. Larry seasoning salt, generous. And this is something for me, I have to like kind of taste it all the way through. Like I have to keep taste testing it. Accent, generous. So right now, it looks like this. Okay. We're gonna do about butter while it's hot. And you're gonna stir up the seasonings and the butter so it kind of melts in there. You can see the butter like just dissolving because as you can tell it's steaming. So the butter is just melting in the noodles. Okay. There's so many ways to make macaroni and cheese. I use Campbell's. I like to use broccoli cheese and cheddar cheese. Those are the things. I'll just put that in there. This is like, I don't do eggs. I don't do milk. I've had it that way. It's great. This is just Nana Josephine's recipe. And I like the way my Nana Josephine cooked. And you know what? Honestly, this is like, I've only had maybe, my husband, he'll eat it though. Like he says he doesn't like it, but he'll still eat it. But so to me, if you still eating it, that is not that bad because I won't eat shit I don't like. But he doesn't like soul food mash. He doesn't like soul food macaroni and cheese. I do. He likes just macaroni and literally cheese. I gotta season. I always gotta season. I gotta do everything. And then you just work it in there. I like mine. It depends on how you like your texture too. Because I like mine. Gray, can you turn that down? Thank you. I like mine a little creamy. So depending on how you like yours, I'm probably gonna put in another cheddar cheese and another broccoli. I usually do 2 of each for like a standard, but you have to just do however you like it. And this is why I didn't want to do like demos, because I gotta be like, great, turn that down, or I'm turning it off. Then I gotta be mean and shit. You know, nobody got time for that. If you can't hear, go to your room. I pay the bills. I'm sorry. Anyway. And you gotta stir it in. Honestly, usually I keep adding because you gotta taste it to keep adding it. You know, because I don't measure. That's another thing. I eyeball it. So with this is something I really have to taste myself, engage, and then I know usually what I can add and what I can't add. So right now it's kind of good actually. And then I'm probably gonna add a little more broccoli cheese just to give it that flavor. Now, the thing is, if you want, it depends on your taste. You don't have to do broccoli cheese. I like it, and from my experience, it's a fan favorite. I've had plain macaroni cheese. That's kind of how my nana made it. Was the plain cheddar cheese. She also did cream of mushroom. I'm not a fan, so I don't do that. We kind of did the broccoli cheddar by accident, and it's just been a, like I said, it's been a favorite ever since. I always like, this is something to this mac and cheese, guys. Like, you really just don't know. Like, anytime there's a potluck, this is something that I always make and I always bring. And then from that point on, every other potluck, it's like a requirement that I make the macaroni and cheese. And it's like, I can make other things, and they're like, no, Norier, bring the mac and cheese. Like, don't even ask. Just put like Norier mac and cheese on the fucking board, which is fine. My current job actually is the only place I haven't made it at. Just 'cause I don't even know, but yeah, every other job or like class, school, like any type of potluck that I've ever had to encounter, it's always been well received. And then I added a little cheese too, like regular cheese. You just add that in there as well because you want it super cheesy. Again, this depends on your texture and how you like it. I like mine to be a little creamy, and then I'm going to show you what we do with it later. I like mine to be super creamy, and it just, like a velvet party in your mouth. Gonna be fire. Oh, crap. Gonna be a fire in your mouth. Actually, I'll add a little bit more because I added the and again it's adjusting too because I added the broccoli cheddar. I think use just a little bit more, not a whole lot. Actually, a little more of everything else, just a little bit. Again, season to your liking, because my mom, she does not like to season it like I like to season it. And usually everybody asks me to make it my way. So, because she's like, oh, no, they can add their own seasoning. And I was like, I don't want to add my own seasoning. I like my shit cooked. Done. And you gotta work it in there. Just make sure you flip it. You want to make sure all the seasonings get through it all, because if you don't flip it and get all you're just gonna have like salty spots and other things. So make sure like stirring it really is a key to making it great. And I'm a cheese person. Like, I don't know. Before I met my husband, I guess I would have said my favorite food is probably like Mexican food or something. But then he said, like, it's like somebody asked him what my favorite food was, and he said cheese. And I'm like, yeah, it is cheese. I love, even though I'm lactose intolerant, I That's not like, I don't know. That's just something I'm not gonna give up anytime soon. I absolutely love cheese. To the point where honestly, I don't think my lactose intolerance is even affected by it, like low key. Because like if I drink milk or something, yeah, but cheese it used to be, not anymore. So tidbit. Let's try it. Right there. Right there. So now that we have it right where we want it, it is time to layer it. I hate so at this point you take it. And by the way, that butter is like gone now. So melt. Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna just put like half of it out. And you don't want to smooth it really. Like, you just kind of want to push it. Like, you don't want it completely even because then it kind of just cooks weird. I don't know. You don't want to flatten it. Okay, so you're going to do this. Just push it to get to the furthest corners. It's completely uneven. This side's a little bit higher, but that's all you need, right? So you're just going to squish it. Then we're going to layer it. And to me, that's the key too, to like, is to just straight out layer it. Now, right now, I'm using Mexican 4-cheese. It's usually what I use. I will use a little bit of mozzarella, just because mozzarella gives it that pull. When you lift it up and you like see for yourself, you see like that, just that little cheese pulls, and that's the trick to it too, if you want that. Now with cheese too, of course the different types of cheeses will the different types of cheeses will change the way it tastes. So like I've done a couple of times, I remember I went through a phase where I was just doing pepper jack cheese and it was spicy, and a lot of people like that. I've done it. My cousin, we've done it before where we put jalapenos in it, and my cousin will have me do it for like his Super Bowl parties, or my mom, and we'll just do this recipe, but we'll throw some jalapenos in it and give it a little spice. And I have not tried that way, to be honest, because I'm just like, I don't know, but I like it is like at the Super Bowl parties, it always was a hit. We always give them their set, and then the regular mac and cheese. Either way, both of them are always gone. So, again, you're gonna layer it again, and this is the final layer. If you're doing a big like pan, which is what I do for like gatherings like that Super Bowl party, you can layer it like a good 3 times, maybe. I prefer to do the 2 because I feel like the 3 kind of, I don't know, like that 3rd layer doesn't always come out right. I feel like you could just see like the cheese bits. It's still cooked and a little melted, but I prefer it to like, you don't know, it's just a layer of cheese. Like that's how I like it. And the way that I would make it, because my husband, he'll eat it. Like I say, he'll eat it. But if I really want him to eat it, and it's a great way to do it, is like I actually shred the cheese myself versus getting the shredded cheese, because when you shred the cheese yourself, it gives it a harder crust, which, like, you know, it's cool if you're in the mood for that. A lot of people like that too, and just gives it a more heartier, homey flavor, I feel like, too, than the shredded cheese, because the shredded cheese is more wet, whereas the one you shred is more hard. Not hard, but you know. And then the mozzarella to top it. Sometimes, like, if it's a big if you're doing like a big dish, I do butter on the top of it as well. So yeah, if it's a big dish and you want to do that, it's best to put butter on top as well. For this one, because it's just for us, the butter that we melted in it is just going to be fine. You don't want it overkill. But yes. And we're going to pause this, wait until we put it in the oven with our ham, which I'm probably going to put the ham in relatively soon. And I'm going to show you how to jazz up that ham and make it your ham.